Here we go. So welcome back. Good morning. Day 2 of Personal Growth with Mike. And I really appreciate all of you being here with me this morning. And I'm excited to dig in. I know yesterday I taught you a breathing pattern. And from the looks of it, looks like a few of you might have done it this morning. A few of you maybe not. But either way, we're going to do it again. Just we'll do a quick version of it, because today's lesson is going to be really digging into the RPM, the Rapid Planning Method, the results, purpose, and massive action plan. We have a little less than 30 minutes to dig into it, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that we start our day the right way, with a level of clarity, with a level of excitement, and a level of centeredness. So let's do it. So let's sit up straight, good posture. Good posture, shoulders back, like you're being pulled up to the sky from your sternum. You're gonna sit back and, okay, straight up. Palms face down on the thighs. All right, I encourage you to, close your eyes so you don't get distracted. And then we're gonna go in the nose, we're gonna hold, and then out the mouth. And then we're gonna go in the nose, hold, out the mouth. In the nose, hold, out the mouth. We'll do it 5 quick times. And then you're going to reach for your pen. I'm going to give you a question, and you're going to just answer the question. We're going to answer the question. So when we go in the nose, we're receive. So renew. Hold is receive. And then release. And ready. On my count, inhale for 5, hold for 20, exhale for 10. Ready, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, go. Cool. Now hold and put a smile on your face. Hold, keep your posture strong. Hold, put a smile, hold. Think of gratitude. What are you receiving? Think of all the lessons you're receiving, all the gratitude you're receiving, all the people in your life you're receiving. For 5, 4, 3, and when you exhale, release everything through your nose and through your mouth from your core for 10, 9, 8, release, 3, release 2, release 1, and then inhale through the nose again. For 2 more, 1, hold, and receive with a smile. Keep your posture strong. Receive with a smile all the gifts, all the lessons, all the people in your life. Gratitude in your life for 10 more seconds. Just receive all the gifts, all the beautiful things that you have in your life, all the places you've been. 3, 2, and then for 10 seconds, push it out like you're breathing out of a coffee straw through your mouth. Go. 4, push. Release 2, 1, and then inhale through the nose. For 2, 1, and then hold. So we renew, and now we receive. Just receive in your mind's voice. Just receive all the gifts, receive the gratitude, receive all of the lessons, receive all the beautiful things that life has to offer you, all the possibilities of today. Receive the vision for today, and hold that breath in, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release the memories from the past. Release the past for 5, 4, release, and inhale through the nose one more time. And then hold it and just receive, hold that breath in with your core. Keep your core tight, your posture straight. And smile and just receive. You could even say thank you. 3, 2, 1, and grab that pen. And grab the pen. I want you to answer this question. What just happened? Answer that question. What just happened? Just see what comes out. It could be what just happened in this moment. I breathe. It could be what just happened as in yesterday. It could be what just happened this morning. What just happened before bed. What just happened. Just see what comes through to that pen. Just put that pen to paper. bring the emotional side of your brain to the logical side of the brain, and just put the pen to paper and just write what just happened. What just happened this month? What just happened this week? What just happened yesterday? What just happened last night? What just happened this morning? What just happened? What just happened? Just keep the pen moving. You don't have to write down full sentences. Just write down words. You can write down words. What just happened? Pen to paper. If you're looking at the screen, you're typing, I'd rather you be writing. Pen to paper. What just happened? What just happened yesterday? What just happened this morning? What just happened during speed networking? What just happened? What else just happened? Yeah, that happened. And what else just happened? What conversations did you have? What lessons did you learn? What else just happened? 30 more seconds. Fifteen more seconds. What else just happened? Cool. Who'd like to share? Hit me up with a blue hand if you don't mind sharing. What just happened? Or you could just wave. You could wave or just hit me up with that blue hand. What just happened? Who wouldn't mind sharing? Cool. Tiffany, go for it.
Okay, so it's kind of a lot. I said I woke up excited for a new day. I have 6 demos ahead. 1 out of 4 of the daily demos we try to book already done. Excited to get on the charts and make some sales, have a better day than yesterday. I possibly made a new friend. Not gonna say their name, but I got paired with them 3 times during the social networking, so they know who they are. I might be carpooling with Alexis. I got paired with her as my last breakout room because she lives down the block from me, I learned. And yeah, I'm excited for the office to open back up to meet everybody in person.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing, Tiff. I appreciate it. So this exercise of what you just learned, it's called centeredness, right? That's one of the things, one of the concepts. I mean, we have 16 mornings that we're going to have together. And one of the things of personal growth and self-development is we're not going to do this centeredness every day together, but I do encourage this type of practice before you go into your activity, before you go into the activity. So what do? We breathe, we get our mind right, and then we write to get our mind right. We breathe to get our body right. We write, and then we want to learn something. We want to feed our mind. Today's lesson we're going to dig into is called RPM, Rapid Planning Method. Rapid Planning Method. Now, I'm going to play this video, but while this video is playing, I'm going to interject and offer a couple of thoughts. I'm going to make sure that you capture some of the things that are really important. So keep that pen and paper nearby, because Tony Robbins, just like if you don't remember from yesterday, this gentleman is, he is right now, he's 18 businesses that are worth over $5 billion. His net worth is over $500 million. He is one of the best when it comes to, if not the best, when it comes to self-help and personal growth and self-development. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to watch this quick video. I'll be interjecting throughout on rapid planning method. pen, paper ready. Get ready to take some notes on this, and then we will transition out of personal growth for today. But this is going to be really powerful stuff if you allow it to be. So let's go ahead and let me share my screen. Let me bring up Mr. Tony Robbins here.
Change a question, change your life.
I would start with that.
When it comes to planning your life, I want to get you to learn to ask 3 questions now. And the first one is not, what am I going to do? And how many understand why now? Say I. The question you want to ask yourself is, what do I want? What's my outcome? What's my result? The word RPM, the first one, is to get you focused on the target. The target is not the activity. The activity can change. It's what's the result I'm after. If you know exactly what it is you really want, what you desire, what you're really after, clarity is power. The more clear you are and specifically what you want, the faster your brain can get you there. But if you're generally saying things like, what do I want? Well, I want more money. Fine, here's $1, get out of here. Did you achieve the outcome? Yeah, when you're that general, you think you're not getting your goal, you are. The way you language your goal, the way you think about it, you're receiving it. I want to feel a bit better. I want to lose some weight. Fine, you lost a pound, you're done. Because your brain's like a servo mechanism in a bomb and a missile. The old days, you shoot a missile and the target was going, and if you missed the trajectory, you missed it. Today, what happens when the missile's not on course? What happens? It locks onto the heat signature, and what does it do? It moves and follows it. That's the way your brain is if it knows the outcome, if it knows the result. So RPM starts with, I gotta know the result. This is a results planning system. The rapid planning method, but you can think of it as a results planning system. I need to know the result I'm after before I ever ask myself what to do. That takes more time, but it's worth it. Now, for time's sake, I'm not going to do this with you right now, but I'll tell you what I do when I've taught this to people and I've got a full weekend to do this in. Just to give you a picture. If I asked you right now to write out your name, your full name. Now, some of you abbreviate your signature, but write out your full name in cursive. Go and do that one time. Write out your full name in cursive. I can't even use the word cursive. Is that really the word people still use? It means in handwriting, I guess, but in cursive. Just write out full name, because you can do this later on. Full name. If you normally abbreviate, don't do that. You have to write out the full name. Now, if I had you get with a partner, and you can try this later if you want. I'm just going to tell you because I don't want to take the time because we have such limited time today. And I have your partner say to you with a stopwatch here, okay, ready? And I go, go. And you write it out. And you tell me when you're done. I go, stop. And I write down how long that was. So let's say you wrote out your signature and it took 5 seconds. And they say, ready? Write it out. Ready? Go. You tell me when you're done. Stop. And I write down 5 seconds. I have to do that 10 times. You'll find in the beginning, you'll be, let's say, 6 seconds. I'm making it up. Every signature is different. And you probably might get down to as little as 5 seconds. If you have like an iPhone, you could do it as a digital stopwatch, you could see the milliseconds. Then I say to you, I want you guys to write every other letter in cursive. In other words, you're gonna write half as many letters. How long do you think it would take to do it? Half as much time? Most of you will take twice as much time in the beginning, and then eventually, what's interesting is, if I do it 10 times, and the last 2 or 3, and this makes no logical sense, and again, I don't want to take the time to have all of you do this 10 times, 10 times, 10 times, but you can go do it on your own, I'll just tell you the result. In most cases, even though you're doing half as many letters, you cut it by 2/3 of the time. There's something happens when you break an old pattern and you do it fresh. Your brain over the years has learned ways to move more rapidly since when you did your original signature, and you'll do it in 1/3 the amount of time. It'll take twice as much at first, and then it'll cost you 1/3 amount of time. Now let me tell you why I'm telling you this. The system I'm calling the rapid planning method, by the time I show it to you, you're gonna go, this takes more time than just making my to-do list. When will it take more time? When? Initially. But once you get it in your nervous system, it'll take you less time because your brain will be thinking in outcomes and not activities. And when you think in terms of outcomes and not activities, pretty soon some of the activities on your list you don't even need to do to get the outcome. You find a better way to get the outcome quicker. Now how do you do that? You ask 3 questions. Question 1, what is my result? What is my outcome? What is it I really truly want from this? If you're going back next week and you say this next week, what are the most important what? Outcomes for me to get this week in my business? And you just write those outcomes out, not your action items, the outcomes. If you do that and nothing else, you'll be ahead of the game. And if you just keep looking at those outcomes every day, how am I doing on that outcome? Your brain will come up with ways to get to that outcome. I promise you. Focus on outcomes, not on activities. Action for most people, activities, most people may mistake movement for achievement. They mistake action items and to-dos for achievement. We're after the achievement. Are you with me on this? Yes or no? Yes. It's a different way of thinking, and I think all of you inherently have it, but if you make this ritualized, just like the things you've learned this week, they're all great, but if you don't systematize them, they'll work when you do them.
So let me stop there for just a moment. I'm going to pull up our coming back full circle to when we did our planning session. And we did our planning session, we talked about RPM, results, purpose, massive action plan. So he said, what are the outcomes? What are we after? What do we want? And one of the things we did is we mapped out your wants. We put the results, like your first quarter through fourth quarter. We said, these are the outcomes. I want to sell this much. I want to complete this many demos. These are the outcomes that we're after. We said, you know, these are the outcomes. If you broke it up by 18 days, these are the outcomes for each day for you to win the day, right? So these are the outcomes of what we talked about. And then we broke it down to say, so we broke it down even further to like an incantation. We're going to talk about this a little bit more, which was this right here. What I'm committed to maintaining our way that I will sell blank, right? So these are your outcomes. So the outcomes that he's talking about right here, the outcomes he's talking about, you want to bring your attention, your awareness. So you know, like, okay, this is what I'm focused on today. This is how I win today. My outcome today is to blank, blank, blank. My outcome today is to get 5 points. My outcome today is to make sure I have 3 balanced meals. My outcome today is to get my workout done. My outcome today is to make sure I complete this many appointments. Whatever it is, you know your outcome is what he's saying. That's number one. And if you, by the way, if you want to hit up, you know, the chat box here on Zoom, you can feel free to post any of your, you know, light bulbs. I appreciate Alex, you know, facilitating that. Focus on outcomes, not activities, because activities make us feel like we're busy. It makes us feel like we are productive. By doing activities, you know, the outcome is what we're after. Maybe it's learning a new skill. Maybe it's, you know, for those of us that are, you know, we're selling a lot right now. It's like, okay, I got to refine this skill. I got to refine my goal sharing. I got to refine my closing. I got to refine my drop down. I got to refine my recommendations, whatever it might be. So whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're focused on, you want to make sure you know a quantifiable, tangible, measurable outcome to know that you hit it. That's what Mr. Tony Robbins is talking about. So if anything lands with you, you could hit us up in the chat box. Let's keep it rolling.
But if you systematize them, right? And you see like Mr. Holloman here, where he goes in and just does it and makes sure it's being done again, or what you've seen Chet do, or what I do. You just do it over and over again, you don't miss it. Now the results are geometric. So I want to get you to systematize the thinking, whether you do it visually the way I'm going to show you or not. So first question, what's the result I'm after? What's the ultimate result? What do I want out of this week, out of this thing, out of my business, out of my life, for my body? And you want to be as what as possible when you describe that outcome, that result, is what? As clear and specific as possible. Generalities will confuse you. So it might take you longer than just writing down call so-and-so to think, if I'm calling my son, I'm going to call Jarek, or I'm going to call my brother. This is what goes through my head before I call him, always. What's my outcome? Because I don't want to just call him. I want Jarek to feel loved by his dad. Or I'm thinking about what's my outcome. I've got to talk to him about this thing that's out there. I've got to make sure I get through to him on this because I want to guide him and move him in this direction. That's what I want to be as his father. I don't want to just chit chat. I can do that too. If you think before every phone call, before every time you're planning your day, and you think before you have any meeting, what do you think the first thing I ask of anyone when we sit down in a meeting is? Okay, what are your outcomes? What are the outcomes of this meeting? First thing I want to know, because if I know the outcomes, guess what? A lot of meetings, they're done pretty quick. Because if I know the outcome, you don't have to go through all the activities that sell me on it. Just, that's your outcome? How do you want to do it? Sounds good to me? Rock. That's how you make a meeting productive. I know a meeting's productive not by the hours or time. Sometimes it takes longer to the outcome than you want, but I'm going to get the outcome. That's, by the way, what you see with me on stage. That's why my times vary. It's based on an outcome.
And that's why it doesn't matter how long you're with a customer. Some of you say, Mike, my appointments take long. You know, but if you're getting the outcome, it doesn't matter, right? Sometimes you say, Mike, how can I shorten my appointment? I don't care. If that's not the outcome. The outcome is, how can I get that customer to feel comfortable investing in a set for the next 30, 40, 50 years? And how can I get them to introduce me to 20, 30, 40 more of their friends and get referrals? And how can I make sure that they put a Facebook post up and also tag like 20 of their friends in that Facebook post? Like, if that's my outcome, then it doesn't matter how much time it takes me to get there. If I could get there in 30 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes, if I could get there in 20 minutes. But if you know your outcome going to every appointment, I'm going to help this family on the set of Cutco. I'm going to also help this family love me and fall in love with me to want to introduce me to 20 people and also spread the word on Facebook and social media. If I know my outcomes, sometimes we forget to even ask for referrals, right? I mean, it blows my mind sometimes, you know? Obviously Amanda knew her outcome yesterday. She's like, I want to get 100 recommendations on the day. It's like, I got to find a way. Okay, I want to get 100 new leads today. So to start my new base. Now it's like, if we go into the day with that mindset, we'll find a way. First person, 10 or 20 racks. Next person, 10 racks. Next person, 80 recommendations with the directory and whatnot. Like, if you have an outcome and you know you're after it, you're going to do everything you can. Like he said, your brain is a servo mechanism, like a missile. It will find a way to get there. It will find a way to get there. But if you ask shitty questions, you're going to get shitty answers. Why does nobody give me recommendations? You're going to get a pretty shitty answer. But it's like, what can I do to make sure I get 100 recommendations today? You're going to find a way to make it happen.
I'm going to get that outcome. I don't give a damn whether it's the right time or not. I want to do it at that time, but I must deliver the outcome. I'm going to get that. And by the way, how many like to have your company focused on outcomes, results, and not activity? Say I. People say all the time, well, did you get that done? Well, I left them an email. I left them a voicemail. I've sent them 3 emails. How many times have you heard that? When that happens with me, I'm like, but I don't show it. I just like, really? Wow, that's fascinating. We'll explain about our culture. It's about getting the result. So I can help you if you can't figure another way to do it, but there are maybe 12 other things we might want to do. Maybe they don't have the answer. Maybe somebody else can give us the answer. The outcome was to get this information, not to leave an email or 12 or 3 voicemails. That will not do any of us any good. How many follow? Now, whether you get the outcome or not, whether you get that result will be based, first, do you have clarity? And the second thing is whether you got enough emotional juice to keep going after it when things don't work out. So the second part of RPM is the purpose. RPM, by the way, how many knows what it means when you increase the RPMs in a car? Anybody here? What does that do? It builds up what? Power, speed. Higher RPMs, you can explode through something, right? You can make something happen. So think of this metaphorically also, this rapid planning method, this result planning method. So it's rapid planning, it's result planning. You want a results-focused, purpose-driven, massive action culture. That's what RPM stands for. It's how you build up power and you break through. But whether or not you get that result will be, are you clear and specific? But also, do you have enough juice when it doesn't work out? How many of you are going after an outcome in your day or in your week, and for whatever reason, you're not able to get it? The person doesn't respond, they're not there, the thing's not there, something interferes, somebody interrupts you. Who's had their plans interrupted? Raise your hand and say, I. So whether you keep doing it or not is, do you have enough emotional juice? See, guys, you all know out of this week, you got more than enough to take your business to a whole nother level. You got more ways. You can go home and be artists now. And some of it, went by so fast, but many of you know the program, you'll watch enough times, you'll be there. Some of you are going to invite us in, we're going to be there, make sure you do it. So it's going to happen. But the art of it being followed through or not is going to come, do you have the emotion to follow through? And that needs to be a part of your thinking also. So the next question I've always asked, besides the outcome, is why? Why is more important than how? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose? Purpose is more powerful than object. Purpose is more powerful than object. You say, I want $1 million. That's a great objective. I want $1 billion. Great objective. I want to feed 3,000 children in my community. That's a beautiful objective. It's even more specific. But even that objective, you might get excited about till you realize what it takes to feed 3,000 kids, right? And the politics involved and all the people that don't follow through. And then you have this good intention and somebody else is pissed off because one of the kids didn't get fed, right? And you did everything you know how to do. What's going to make you keep going? Purpose. Why do you want to feed those 3,000 kids? Why do you want to make that $1 million, that $1 billion? Why are you going to take your business to the next level? Why is the most important thing to know? Because that's where all the emotional juice and fuel is to actually get you to go through when the challenges show up. Every person you see who's on fire and is successful knows the why. And you know what the problem is? You might know the why at the beginning. You wrote a mission statement and stuff like that. You got to know why you're doing this right now. This right now. That's what's going to engage you and activate the why. You might have a why, but it's not active. How many follow the difference what I'm talking about here? Say I. Otherwise, that little law of familiarity shows up. Well, we're doing this because da-da-da-da-da, and you repeat the why, but it has no emotion behind it. See, if I take a stick pin, no, I don't see anything like that, but you know when a woman has a blouse and they have like a little stick pin in it? Let's think that stick pin is a word. And I take that stick pin and I throw it at you. Are you going to feel it? Barely. But if I take that little stick pin called a word and I wire it to the back of a giant iron bar called emotion, now I can take that stick pin and put that thing right through your heart. That's the power of why. RPM. R is the result, the outcome. What you're after, P is the purpose. It's the why. 80% of success is why. 20% is how. Get a big enough why, people will figure out how to do it. Yes. How many agree with me on this? Say I. So you better know your why. So
when he says you better know your why, this is building, like this is stacking, right? I'm stacking. So right now we're on day 2. By the time day 10 rolls around, okay, you're going to have your purpose. You're going to know your what. You're going to feel very clear, very in tune with what these are. You're going to get a lot more anchored to this. But right now, because it's such in the beginning stages, we're just laying the foundation. We're laying the foundation. one of the activities we're going to do during this push is we're going to write a full letter to yourself, a full letter to your future self, as your past self, thanking your future self for all the shit that you went through. Like he says, having the emotional juice to get through the obstacles when they're in front of you. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And we have examples of this just on our alliance yesterday. I mean, Celestial, she had like 3 no sales, then like 2 small sales, and then finished the day with like a $3,000 order. She could have easily taken herself out of the game and been like, it was just an El Succo day, and wrote it off as an El Succo day, but still stayed present and focused and was in communication with me the entire day. After every single activity, every single no sale, every single sale, she was in contact with me consistently throughout the day. That's exciting, right? So that's a perfect example of having the emotional juice to get through the El Suck, to be able to position ourselves for that magic. But the magic won't show up if you don't have the emotional juice to push through the suck sometimes. Write this down. We all know this. Unwavering faith plus extraordinary effort. Unwavering faith plus extraordinary effort. In order for you to have the magic take place, you must have those 2 things. Unwavering faith plus extraordinary effort. And I had conversations with many of you throughout the day. You know, Ella was off to a real El Succo day and finished off the day with like a $600 sale, right? But she wouldn't have had that sale if she allowed herself to get stuck and say, I'm done, this is stupid, I'm just gonna throw in the towel, I'll just chalk it off to an El Succo day, and then I'll just, try again tomorrow. Sam started his day a little later than he expected, but he still found a way to get to almost 2K for today and for the day yesterday, because he was willing to wake up and get himself in order and recover and say, you know what, screw it, I messed up, but I'm going to recover. Sometimes that's what it takes, because if you have the emotional juice to recover, you're able to recover. So the purpose will get you through the weeds. The purpose, it's easy when things are great. It's easy to if I'm Nick Franklin, I'm like, that was a great day, I sold, $3,000. I was, started the day all strong. It was good, right? It's easy to put a smile on your face when you're not having the suck. But when you experience the suck, and you all will, it's just a rule of the thirds, it's going to happen. You want to have that emotional juice. Last few seconds of this video that we're going to play, and then we're going to transition out.
Talking to the president? Tell me something. What's your outcome? And then why? And then once we know the why, we know what you're after and why, then the question is, how do we do it? We know what we're after, why, how do we do it? By the way, are there lots of hows to get to an outcome, yes or no? Yes. Are there many paths to get a result, yes or no? Yes. Some are more efficient than others, and you're not gonna know. So you know what you do? You brainstorm out all the hows you can think of. All the things you could possibly need to do to get that result, and then you narrow it down to the 20% that makes 80% of the difference. And you'll find out you don't have to do that whole to-do list. In fact, wouldn't it be nice to write your whole to-do list and not do it and still get the outcome? How many prefer that? Say aye. That's RPM. I love it when I don't do my to-dos and I got the outcome. That's the coolest thing in the world. You might have done 1 or 2 of them, but it's then learning selectively which ones are going to create it. But the only way to do that is to brainstorm out the M, the massive action plan. If I know the result I'm after, I know what it is I want, what's the outcome, what's the result, what do I want specifically, clearly, and I know the why, and the why's got to move who? Who does the why have to matter to? Everybody around you. Well, if it's a why you're trying to get everybody to deal with, they got to have a why involved in it. But people do things for different reasons. People donate money for different reasons. Some of you donated money the other day here because you were moved by the experience.
So I'll stop there. So let's see what showed up in the chat box here. So Jameson says unwavering faith plus extraordinary effort. Audrey says purpose is the juice and the power. Alex says know the outcome for every one of your appointments. Purpose keeps you going when the challenges come. He says the how is getting the result without the to-do list. Many of you are in school. We have a few people on the Alliance that are also in school right now, right? The Cassidy Sanborns of the world. Some of you have another job and you're also committed to these as well. So it's like having the emotional juice, having your purpose, but also knowing what you're after, and then also saying, how can I get there? The how, it's easy when it's like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. You could have a whole list of to-dos, but like, if you're getting the grades, if you're getting the outcome, if you're getting it and you feel fulfilled while you're doing it, the how will show up. The how will show up. So as far as right now, everybody, today is going to be a new day. We're going to transition into the other Zoom with the region. And, so far yesterday and today combined, we figured out how to center ourselves and get the breathing. We understand how to get ourselves in a good energetic to learn. We capture some things. We understand the purpose of why we're doing this. We want to understand that the map to get there, the massive action plan. We want to know what we're after. We're going to keep stacking on this every single morning. We're going to keep stacking on it. It's going to keep building and building and building. I'm telling you, by the end of this alliance, by the end of this push, these personal growth sessions, you're going to have clarity. You're going to have purpose. You're going to have routines. You're going to have all the tools that you need to be able to do this all the way through college to be able to provide you the best life possible and be able to pay to be able to just do this longer than the now. So really excited about what's coming. Let's go ahead. We're going to reconvene.